Welcome into the abode. Let's go in and get in our space where we can all come together and gather. Yes, and get that connected vibe going, right? Definitely the connected vibe going, right? Yeah, glad you guys are here. Always wanting to have this connection. What we do and the consistency we do it, and the streamlining we do, and once we do it, and all that goes forth in it, in every aspect of everything that we are, right? So we've had some good. We've been taught. We just had a video on soul loss, powerful. Before that, we had the dark soul, the dark night of the soul. I told you we're going to breadcrumb it today. We're going to breadcrumb it again in decoding. And what are we going to decode? We're going to do a song. We're going to have some connection to a song that will really show us that a lot of these songs were very occultic. They weren't, if you understood certain aspects of these songs, you would know what they actually mean in a higher or realm, instead of taking things always so literal, right? We would take this into the what this would mean. Maybe here. Why is this not doing that? Well, anyways, there it goes. Well, anyways, there we go. So we're going going in it today. We got a song. Many of you know, a lot of these are classic rock songs so far. Anybody that's got a song, give it to me. Tell me you want it decoded or brought forth. It doesn't matter if it's decoding the system of negativity, or decoding what was really going on, or even decoding something that's filling your soul with different songs and words and stuff like that. So we're doing Pink Floyd's "Brick in the Wall." Now let's go in. We're gonna go on the lyrics definitely first. And the reason I'm not doing the music is because of strikes. I actually didn't tell you guys when I did the Dark Side of the Soul. No, excuse me. When I actually did, not the Dark Side of the Soul, but the before that, we did the thing about the decoding the decode, right? I got a copyright warning for about 45 seconds of it using something from CBS when I shared the videos. They didn't ding me. They said just go ahead and integrate it by editing that. I think it was 45 to 48 seconds out, which I did. And the part that I didn't play was the part that showed the house that Marie Antoinette, the headless Marie Antoinette, was in, as the headless, was talking, would be the band that came and played, and then you had the red on it, like it was blood had came out of the house, right down the walls and the outside. So yeah, so we're gonna go into Pink Floyd's "Brick in the Wall." And that's why I don't use the music. I wouldn't mind, but the reality is they could get copyrighted and stuff like that. So yeah. So there's actually another "Brick of the Wall." There's lyrics 1 and 2, and they all make up the song. As you know, if you know anything about Pink Floyd, they're unique how they do things. They're different. One of the greatest rock bands of all time. They're definitely in that top echelon. And they are definitely, so this song, let's see what the song's talking about. So let's read the lyrics. It says, "Daddy's flown across the ocean, leaving just a memory. Snapshot in the family album. Daddy, what else did you leave me for me? Daddy, what have you leave behind for me? All in all, it was just another brick in the wall. All in all, it was just another brick in the wall. You, yes, you, stand still, laddie." And definitely these guys are British, so some of the language in Britain in their talk or something we're not used to. Laddie would be a person. So you're still stand, laddie would probably be definitely a lad, which would be considered a younger male or a boy, right? So we're going to the other part where this gets good, but I'm going to weave this in with the first part, kind of him going away, leaving, and it being called a brick in the wall. Kind of shows me the system of the separation of family by him leaving, not being present with his father, right? Not being at home. And then what this is going to carry on with this rest of the song with Daddy not home, right? kind of goes together with me what the rest of the song is, and it makes even more sense as I read that, as I'm putting it together, as we've seen what's happening by the nuclear family, what's happened to that over the decades, what's happening with nuclear families. So in this, so right away in the second part, this is, we don't need no education, we don't need no thought control. And right away, where many people are like, what? We don't need no education. I see it as a system that he's saying. We don't need no thought control, meaning dad's away because the system doesn't have a monitoring to us, because he might come down with this stuff going on in the school, the thought control, and put a boot in your tail principle. But the reality, when you separate the nuclear family, the dad's not always there, or the mother's not there, or they're both working and not always present. So what's going on in the school ends up having a job of almost being a parent. In their mind, they're, I don't need to go on what's gone on now. Recently, we said to the next level, right? But anyways, so the song talks about not needing an education, and right away you're like, why wouldn't you? He says, we don't need thought control. So right away it's telling you the education system is really a programming system. Right away, first line, already seeing, you're giving me thought control, mind manipulation through what you're doing here at this so-called school. So he's saying, not that you don't need no education, we don't need your thought control in your programming system, because that's really not education, that's programming and mind control. Boom. This is a good song. Really, when you see it, it eventually goes in on it immediately within the first verses. And even me tying the first part into the dad leaving, because daddy's flown across the ocean, right? Leaving just a memory, a snapshot in the album, not being present. Dad's not present, the school runs havoc. Division, 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 division. Might get my Tokyo drift. But anyways, thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classrooms. And then it immediately goes into this, teacher, leave them kids alone. And remember, the first part was talking in, we're going to get into that in a minute. So right away, the sarcasm. What is sarcasm? Kind of telling you stuff and being sarcastic, being smart. I don't see it from the kid. It's really from the systems being sarcastic and the teachers being sarcastic in the level of the programming that he's dealing with. And immediately this voice comes out from the kids or the children, or the support of them, is leave them kids alone. And I had admitted on past videos with some of the stuff that's going on in the schools now, I've said, I believe in Pink Floyd, leave them kids alone. In the old days, they would have got left alone. But we see with the division, the nuclear family, those old grandpas and those old grandpas and those old great grandpas, they had to put a boot in the tail. They wouldn't have played game with you. You start doing some dippy, waddy crap. You might get a big right hand and have to pull yourself off the floor, because they're not going to play with you. But with the division, and daddy's just now a pitcher, far away, he flew across. That could be a divorce. He left the family, the divorce of the nuclear family, the splitting. This kind of goes into the coherentness is what I'm seeing. And then it talks about another brick in the wall. Well, what brick in the wall it is, watch this. He says, leave them kids alone, right? Thought control, dark sarcasm in the classroom, so darkness, programming. Teachers, leave them kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave them kids alone the second time. All in all, just another brick in the wall, right? It was set up here, division, showing the brick in the wall is actually the matrix and the system of division and control and power. And the kids realizing in this thing, leave them alone, because all in all, this is just another brick in a system and a wall that's corruption. Oh, didn't think we were going to go in on this today. It is right there for the serving if your eyes are open. People had to get past, well, we need that. No, you don't need pseudo. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Bring it. So Pink Floyd right here, but excuse me, the growl got me. Just another brick in the wall, and that's repeated. No, and all in all, like all in all, everything. It's just another brick in the matrix and the wall of power, of corruption, right? We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. So immediately it's telling you this education is connected to thought control and mind control and programming. Boom, 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 boom. It's right there in front of us. something I've known for a long time. That maybe some people get tired of it around me more when I talk about this, when I start seeing some of the things that I know about where some of this stuff comes from. Even the system connected to the Prussian system and what that entails is definitely something. Either go look up and look at it, and you can find it. You might find it if you go back on my YouTube and some of my older videos, and I'm talking 2, 3, 4 years ago. I think I wouldn't doubt that I made a video on this. So some of you guys, and also remember, I keep forgetting, Rumble. We're definitely going to be putting videos on Rumbles, and have been. So go to Rumble. A Rumble, they won't give me a copyright. Yeah, that don't happen there. But it's just, he says, we don't need no thought control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom. Ooh, think about what's sarcasm, dark. He didn't say it's light, or just a little funny sarcasm, or just being a smart tail or smart butt, right? He's saying that this dark sarcasm in the classroom is connected to the thought control programming. The dark sarcasm, I even see through that coming from the system or the teacher, is actually is the dark sarcasm or be putting a spell on you. Yeah, remember spelling, what's that connected to? Education. Let's write in cursive. Let's spelling, cast a spell. Where you think it's puppy dog tails and taking things, most of the foundation of it is in the spelling of the word. Come on now, we're going to talk about that. So we're looking at that. We're continuing with that. Don't mind the phone you hear in the background. Hopefully it will stop soon. I got the phone way far away from me, so I'm not going to leave here to get it. Just ignore it as we go, and it should stop after another ring or two. But anyways, so hey, teachers, leave them kids alone. So this already saying teachers, leave them kids alone. No dark. Before that, the dark sarcasm in the classroom, teachers, leave them kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave them kids alone. All in all, this is just another brick in the wall that they're building and creating this wall, right? This division. Daddy even flying away, living somewhere else. What did you leave behind in the first part of the song? He's just another brick in the wall. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. Showing you the divisions of this, of what's been created in this matrix of division and the dividing, and some of the things. I see nuclear family, now I see programming in the aspect of this, right? Very, very good stuff. This is coming out. This is kind of when you start seeing your nightly news is just a joke. These songs, a lot of the movies, a lot of the shows you see now will actually give you more news or information, but it needs a decode because it's all encased in the wall that they're building, right? And one of the things, asking teachers, leave them kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave them kids alone. And we've been now seeing that even said more and more with some of the agendas recently about you better leave them kids alone because of the mindset, what we see happening. And then he goes, all in all, it's just another brick in the wall, and repeated, all in all, it's just another brick in the wall. There's the brick, the building that they're trying to build through this aspect, right? And it says, we don't need no education, repeated, we don't need no thought control. Back again, telling you that the educational system's really mind control and thought control and programming, which this one's known for a while. Known, not believed, known. When people wonder, look at me, why? People who especially know me will look at me, they know that some of the stuff with the educational system, that I find that it's just, even to the aspect of the words used from degrees and education, and I'm just like, it's for me, jokety joke. You ain't getting that. And the degrees have no fire, because that's what they're supposed to have. Remember the last video talked about, it's the 360. I've even broke down, you go from the different degrees, but we won't stay there. We go the decode, but it goes hand in hand with what I'm saying. Thought control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, the dark sarcasm is coming from the teachers. Casting spells. and sarcasm, being jerks about it, being sarcastic. Because they're saying leave them kids alone, right? So they're being sarcastic towards, we don't need the kids saying we don't need your crap, no education or your thought control. The kids are really what I'm seeing, that represents the kids saying we see your game. It's not hidden from us. And then they give the sarcasm, the dark sarcasm. Yeah. Very veiled up energy to the deepest part when you start seeing this. Heavy. This is very heavy, and very heavy with esoteric knowledge. Heavily esoteric. One more time. Heavily esoteric. One more time. Heavily esoteric. Not X. And then go down here to this part right here. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. So it really keeps just in this showing what's happening, and then the sarcasm and no dark sack in the classroom, and then the cry comes out, teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave them kids alone. All in all, just another brick in the wall. They're building something here, and this is part of what the brick is to what they're trying to build with the nuclear daddy leaving, and then what's happening in this system, right? Just another brick in the wall. And it says, watch, wrong, do it again. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Yes, behind the bike sheds, stand still, laddie. So the kids behind the bike sheds are probably getting ready to get out of this place. It's a Pudwink store. We don't really value it because we know what it is. We don't need what you're giving us. Not what you calling edu. We don't need the thought control and your dark sarcasm. We casting that punkito out. I love this song. This song is very deep, very much telling you what's really going on and has been going on. And this song is from the late 70s. I was a teen when this came out. I was a teenager when that came out. God, that was 78, 79, I believe, or close to 80 when The Wall came out. I believe 79. Could be, but right around there, 78, 79, maybe late 78, but I believe 79, before 80. So, I mean, we're doing the esoteric lyrics. I'm trying to tell you there was people trying to get you and even tell you, and you thought all your teenage kids, even the older folks, because that teenage kid when this song was out was me. Right? It was. Telling you. And then some people take it literal, the exoteric. What are you doing? It has nothing to do with real knowledge. It's talking about a programming system that is created a wall, and you're all the bricks of the wall they're creating, of the building they're erecting, meaning their creativity of what they're doing is you're part of it. Like my dad was, who went across the ocean and didn't leave me what I thought. All in all, that's a brick in the wall, right? Showing you that even the separation was all part of the wall that they were building, the complex they were building, the creativity they were using on the folks. But Pink Floyd even showed it. It was seen by even different realms, saying, even who's saying leave those kids alone, right? Where's that coming from? That's coming from a higher kind of saying, we see you punkitos, leave them alone. And I even said the old days when some of this stuff was happening recently in the last year or 2 years with some of the stuff that I don't need to say, because if you don't know, I don't know what to tell you with what was happening in the schools with a lot of this stuff, from the libraries to some of the agendas being pushed. That had happened back in the old days with those grandpas, my grandpa and dad and those great grandpas. They'd have thumped your melon. Principal had been waking up off the street, off the sidewalk with his... or the teacher pulling crap. Bip. Next thing you know, you're waking up. That's what happened, but we know that things have changed, powers change, trying to take power. We've seen recently with some of the things that even passed recently here in Californication land. Yeah, because actually Californication song was really showing you California's foundation of what it was. And we even seen that back with another lyrical song besides Californication, was when you get into the Eagles, Hotel California, it ain't sweet. It is an esoteric meaning of secret societies having control and power, wanting to harness this and telling you can't leave. You can check out, but you can never leave. Meaning you can fake you're leaving, but you ain't leaving. But I'm here to tell you, you can leave when you take yourself to the next level. Yeah. Pow. That's where we empower ourselves. That's where we start putting the fractals, right, that we've been talking about. The fragmentations are alive. They're holding space, they're holding consciousness, but we start kind of just putting that puzzle back together. Now the framework is coming back. We're building, reverse engineering the house that's built on sand to put a real good foundation, a real one, not a fake one. Come on now. This is a very, very good song. Shout out to however this worked. If it was just to put the information out, because definitely it was signed out by the record label. And we know, I hope you know about record labels. I've kind of talked about it with some of the videos and put it out there that I've shared in the past, how this would work and how this operates in a sequence of what it does to people and how it works for people or doesn't work, or the purpose of it, right? But the esoteric, these songs, you're seeing esoteric confirmations of what these songs are saying. So like I said in the comments, like, share, comment, hit this up on Rumble in different aspects. This will be uploaded to Rumble, YouTube. I'm still kind of thinking about going back on Spotify. I just don't like their customer services if you're not the big boys. I'm sure the big boys get everything they want. The ones in their system doing their bidding get what they want. Yeah. But for us who are just, there, they don't care. I mean, it's all AI ran. So when you look at you have to look deep to even find the reviews on Spotify. You do. But when you do, you'll see the reviews are sorry. 2.1, 2.0, 1.9. Sorry, and sorry. Yeah, it is. But for the sake of just putting it out there, maybe I was looking for other places to put it out, but they've really made it, because Spotify used to be Anchor, and that's where I started at, and it got switched to Spotify when Spotify appears to dot out Anchor, because Spotify was all audio. I mean, Anchor was all audio. You could even do it on your phone. And then when it came Spotify, they allowed the audio and the video to be uploaded to their system. So I'll think about it. I just may make a new one. If you go there, you're going to find some videos on me, because I couldn't delete them like I wanted to. But I got frustrated when I was trying to, because I had, me not being the best. These are I've been there for a bit because I was an Anchor years ago, is putting them on there and not being stuck. What I mean by that is I had ended up with 2 channels. I just, crossed stuff, defragmented it in doing that. And I wanted to harmonize both channels into one channel. And that's all I was asking for help. And they never got back to me. They ignored me, but they would send me emails to come back. And it was like, you sorry sapsuckers. You ignore me and don't help me, but then you're asking me to come back. You guys are freaking lackluster. And that's being kind. That's how I felt. Definitely. But a lot of these companies are going where the human aspect of the connection is being taken out. It's all AI. And it's trying to subvert us, which, as I did and talked about, that's really what you start getting when you do that, is that's really truly Satanism. When you go to what really Satan is, right? In the aspect of what that is. Establishing something outside of yourself instead of something within you, which is the organic, and making the inorganic outside of yourself and devaluing the organic within yourself. That's kind of starts going in there. So anyways, this was a great decode. Share, comment, like, and definitely share. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.